My name is Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, but you can call me Kvara.
Georgian has been dubbed Kvaradona after the most beloved player in the club's history.
His nickname is Scaradonna because of the great Maradona.
Big expectations for a 21-year-old to live up to.
There's a number of sides that have been tracking him. 23-year-old, 5 goals, 3 assists so far this season.
Was climbing, as was Kvaratskhelia. It's a debut goal for the Georgian.
A couple of years ago, if you were talking about the best wingers in the world, they were tearing it up in Spain, France, England, Italy, or Germany. Basically the big leagues. You had Vinicius Jr. lighting up the Bernabeu with his breakout superstar season. Over in Liverpool, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah were putting on their final clinic together. And Kylian Mbappe? Yeah, he was just doing Kylian Mbappe things, as always. And Rafael Leao? Practically dragging AC Milan to their first Serie A title in over a decade. But here's the wild part. That time, one of the best wingers on the planet might not have even been playing football at all. Some say he's the most electrifying player in Europe right now. Antonio Cassano went a step further. According to him, Jack Grealish couldn't even shine this guy's boots. Then there's Gianfranco Zola, who didn't just compare him to today's stars. He said Khvicha reminds him of George Best. Yeah, the George Best. So how does a guy nobody knew just a few years ago turn into one of the best wingers of this era? Let's break it down. When Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, FIFA made a game-changing decision. All foreign players in Russia were free to suspend their contracts and sign with clubs elsewhere. And on March 24, 2022, a player no one had ever heard of made a quiet move to a club most people had only vaguely heard of. Fast forward a few months and Kvaratskhelia, yeah, good luck saying that the first time, was playing for Dynamo Batumi in Georgia to finish the 2021-22 season. Then Napoli came calling, signing him for just 11.5 million euros. What happened next? Well, magic. From the moment he put on that Napoli shirt, Kvara became impossible to ignore. Partly because of his tricky name, but mostly because of what he could do with the ball at his feet. By March of his debut Serie A season, he'd already made history. 10 goals and 10 assists in a single campaign. The first player ever to pull that off in their first year in Italy. And the nicknames? Oh, they just came flooding in. Kvara, Kvaradona, Kvaravaggio, Che Kvara, whatever you call him. The guy's undeniable. Teaming up with Victor Osimhen, he got Napoli their first Serie A title since the days of Diego Maradona. So how did the football world miss out on Kvara for so long? How did he end up here? And now, how will he fit in at PSG? Let's put this into perspective. We're in an era where Real Madrid is throwing tens of millions at Brazilian teenagers. Barcelona's midfield looks like a youth academy reunion. Kylian Mbappe cost PSG 180 million euros at 18. And Premier League stars like Bukayo Saka are already legends in their early 20s. Meanwhile, one of the best players in the world right now, a big, unstoppable, jaw-dropping winger, was playing for Dynamo Batumi a few years ago. Scalia made his international debut in 2019 against Gibraltar, and since then, he's been a one-man highlight reel for Georgia. He's racked up 15 goals in just 30 appearances, putting his country on the football map in a way that few ever imagined. Remember that screamer he scored in the Euros against Portugal? Absolute chef's kiss. Now, you're probably thinking, man, if he did that intentionally, he must have torched the Russian league, right? Like, completely dominated it. Well, not exactly. In Russia, Kvara was fine. Just fine. Over 4 seasons, he managed a total of 10 goals and 10 assists in the Russian Premier League. That's 0.38 goals or assists per 90 minutes. For a winger, that's not bad, but it's not setting the world on fire either. Especially in a league that's, well, let's just say it's not exactly Syria. In fact, the Russian Premier League is closer in quality to Italy's Serie B. So yeah, going from average numbers in a second-tier-esque league to superstar status in Serie A, that's a glow-up nobody saw coming. Before Napoli, Kvara was a classic case of style over substance. Scouts loved his dribbling, and he could glide past defenders like it was nothing. But he was inconsistent. He'd slow down attacks, take too many low-percentage shots, and stretch the gap between looking good and being effective as far as it could go. Players like that, flashy wingers with big moves but little end product, often get overhyped. Clubs see the potential but end up disappointed. So what changed? 2 big things. First, he went back home. In 2 months with Dynamo Batumi, Kvara looked like a cheat code. He wasn't just good, he was messy good. He was dribbling past defenders like they weren't there, threading through balls perfectly, creating chances and scoring close to a goal per game. Sure, the Georgian league is probably closer to NCAA Division 1 than Serie A, but it was a glimpse of what he could do when everything clicked. Napoli had reportedly been watching Khvicha for years, but those 2 months in Georgia, that might have been the final push they needed to seal that €11.5 million deal. And then came the second factor, the one that really unlocked him, playing on a better team. Being on a good team is probably the most underrated factor in being such a good player, Khvicha explained. And with Napoli, he finally had the support, structure, and freedom to take his game to another level. His performances were nothing short of magical, driving Napoli to their first Scudetto in 33 years, and the accolades came rolling in. Serie A MVP and UEFA Champions League Young Player of the Year. Not bad for someone most people hadn't even heard of a year earlier. But as is often the case, success can be a double-edged sword. Last season, Napoli couldn't replicate their magic and missed out on European football entirely. Even so, Khvicha kept shining. At just 23, he's already racked up 30 goals and 29 assists in 107 games for Napoli. A ridiculous return for a winger. But let's pause for a second. Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe gone. Yeah, that's a whole era just over. But PSG isn't sulking. Nope, they flipped the script. Out with the mega celebrities, in with the young guns, and he's the poster boy for this new PSG. Signed for €65 million on a 4.5-year deal, he's got the skills, the swagger, and the potential to be the next big thing. He's not Messi or Mbappe, not yet, but he's got the spark to light up Paris. Now, if you've been to the Parc des Princes lately, you'll know what I'm talking about. The fans are desperate for a new icon. They've seen the GOATs, the entertainers, the superstars. And while Khvicha isn't quite MNM level, he's got that magic to make them dream again. He's here to write his own story, and let's be real, PSG fans are all in. Let's talk about tactics. Luis Enrique is already cooking up ways to use him. Left wing? Sure. False 9? Why not? Creative number 10? Absolutely. Conte sees Khvicha as the complete package. Young, versatile, crazy good with the ball, and hungry to learn. And the guy's already shaking things up. PSG's attack with Dembele, Goncalo Ramos, and Bradley Barcola was solid. But now, Khvicha adds that extra sauce. He's unpredictable, he's dynamic, and he's got defenders sweating bullets. Now, comparisons to Maradona might be a little over the top, but let's not lie. There's something special about Khvicha. The fans call him Kvaradona for a reason. He's got the flair, the creativity, and the ability to change games. PSG's been chasing Champions League glory for what feels like forever, and this guy might just be the missing piece. Here's the thing, PSG's not just looking for goals or trophies. They want entertainment. They want moments that make you jump out of your seat, and Khvicha, he's here to deliver. One of the coolest things about Kvaratskhelia, it's his playing style. This guy isn't just skilled. He's pure magic on the ball. Think sharp dribbling, insane agility, and the ability to glide past defenders like they're traffic cones. His low center of gravity lets him snake through tight spaces, leaving defenders scrambling to catch up. In one-on-one situations, forget it. He's got quick feet and ridiculous ball control, reminding you of some of the greatest wingers to ever play the game. Khvicha's home base is the left wing, but he's not tied down. His versatility means he can slot into multiple attacking positions. Cutting inside, drifting centrally, or finding those sneaky spaces to drop a killer pass, he does it all. And when he gets the ball, defenders don't know whether to step up or hang back. Either way, he usually makes them pay, either by creating chances for himself or serving up golden opportunities for his teammates. That adaptability, it's one of his secret weapons. At Napoli, he's shown he can thrive in almost any tactical setup, whether he's cutting inside as an inverted winger or staying wide to whip in crosses. Khvicha got the tools to do it all. Managers love his flexibility. It makes him a nightmare for opponents and a dream for coaches. So what do you think? Can Kvaratskhelia fill the shoes of PSG's past legends and lead them to that elusive Champions League trophy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you're thinking. If you're as hyped about Khvicha as I am, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe for more football stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!